Welcome to John Marshall Biology. Today we are going to go over the basics of cell respiration. I would like you to look at the equation for cell respiration here. Notice that all of the components of photosynthesis equation are found in the cell respiration equation, but that is where all of the similarities end. Cell respiration is in no way the same as photosynthesis. It's completely different. It happens in a different spot in the cell, and also cell respiration occurs in all animal cells and all plant cells, where photosynthesis, remember, only occurs in plant cells. So here is the goal of cell respiration. We know that in order for our bodies to operate and work, we need this little energy packet called ATP, adenosine triphosphate. It is made out of 3 parts. It's got the adenine group, it's got the ribose sugar, and it's got our 3 phosphate groups. In this form, this last phosphate is underneath a lot of energy. This is the little tiny package of energy that the body releases to do all of our work. Now, we start by looking at us. This is human, or you. And we ask, what do you need in order for your body to function? We need to take in food, and that food comes in the form of sugar. Sugar is represented by CHO, C-H-O, and then our numbers are 6, 12, and 6. That would be glucose. And the second thing that our body needs to take in is oxygen. So these 2 things come in to you, and
do you want me to clear? Okay.
once those things go in, your body now takes those things, recombines them, and on the outside, we release carbon dioxide, and we release water. When this happens, the last thing that our body makes, remember, we've got to get to this energy molecule called ATP. All right. So looking at the equation, looking at the cellular respiration equation, our workers in cell respiration are these hydrogens right here. Our body does not need these carbons and these oxygens. All it wants are these workers. So the first thing that happens is step number 1. This is step number 1 right here, the first arrow. This is called glycolysis. And it happens, this arrow happens in or outside of the mitochondria in the cytoplasm. Okay? Now, glycolysis means the breaking of sugar, and that's what happens in the first step. We take this glucose molecule and we break it up into 2 simpler carbon chains. Those 2 carbon chains go into the mitochondria, and these 2 steps, steps number 2 and steps number 3, they happen inside the mitochondria. In step 2, we break down our sugars even farther, and in step 2, this step is also called the Krebs cycle or the citric acid cycle. Also in the Krebs cycle, we get our CO2 leaving our body. It just disappears. It goes out. It diffuses out and eventually makes it to the lungs, and then it leaves the body. In doing so, we are left with our workers, our hydrogens. So our carbon dioxide, this is the first thing that we take in that then causes our carbon dioxide to leave. That's the second thing that happens. Now our body takes in the third thing, our oxygen. And oxygen, along with those hydrogens, our oxygen along with those hydrogens make water. That there is the third step, or the third arrow. This arrow also, while oxygen is combining with the hydrogen, we are making almost all of our ATPs here in this third step. And that happens along the electron transport chain that is found on the membrane of the mitochondria. So, to recap, cell respiration. First, we take in sugar or food, C6H12O6. We then split that sugar or break that sugar down. Break down that sugar. It's called glycolysis. After we break that sugar down, the third thing that happens is the Krebs cycle. And this is where CO2 is removed from the body. Then, the fourth step, oxygen is brought into the body. Oxygen, along with the hydrogens up here, the hydrogens come down, and oxygen, along with these hydrogens, will give us our water. And this happens in the mitochondria on the electron transport chain. And this step right here is also where we get most of our ATPs. And that is cell respiration.